Hey guys,
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast. Rewind, back at the beginning,
Ooh, rewind.
season one.
I like that.
I made it up. I just made it up.
I
and
loved
I kind of hate
that.
it. Great.
Keep
Awesome.
going. You're killing it.
If I remember. But it's season 1, episode 2. We're back at the beginning. We barely know the cast. The cast barely knows each other. It's lovely to see where they all began. Before we get into the episode, make sure and check out our other podcasts on the A&M podcast network. Jesus, goodness gracious. Mainly our Vanderpump Rules one called It's About the Pasta, which will be filled with season 9 eventually once that gets released. They're currently filming.
We have season 1 through 3 and 8 out.
Yes. And then Winter House will eventually be released on this podcast, right? Yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one in the fall.
Which is called Summer Winter Southern Charm House or something weird as can be. What was it?
It's like
Winter House
Summer House. No, Summer House Winter Charm.
Oh God, I want to die.
But we're not calling it that because we hate it.
It's called Winter House, everyone.
Like, come on, Bravo. Like, I thought you were smarter than that.
This is why Bravo should just hire us, like, on the side.
We know things.
They should listen to our podcast. We have ideas.
It should have just been Winter Charm if they really wanted.
Winter Charm would have been ideal.
Or Charm House, House Charm.
Something not stupid.
I get why they wanted the two names together, but it's just dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna boo on that one. But please be sure to rate, subscribe, review. We have new ratings and a new review. So first off, fuck you to that 2-star rating and that 1-star rating. You're an asshole.
You know what? Hey, haters gonna hate. We're just doing our thing.
Haters gonna potate. So, God, I hate that joke. What? I know I did it. It's a dad joke. Have you never heard it?
No.
Okay. Quitting the podcast now. She's out.
I'm done.
But we did get a 5-star review.
That's all that matters.
I know. We love you, our Miss 21, titled Summer is Fun. And it says you have to get the recap with these girls if you watch Summer House. They're the best. No, you're the best.
I am the best too. Alicia, second best. Thank you.
If there's one thing we love, it's ourselves. Okay, also follow us on
Bravo.
Love Bravo. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. I think I posted something. We're posting a lot of stories because there was some news that came out.
Oh my God, so much going out between
news.
All the podcasts we do.
Yeah, Summer House, all of it. And then join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. I'm going to tell you what you can get because I didn't have it pulled up, but I'll get it right now.
For $1 a month.
Oh, yeah. I'll just go off my memory. So for $1 a month, you get access to our pre-show that we record before every single freaking episode.
They're so long lately, so you are just getting every bang for your buck.
We've only been recording once a week opposed to our normal 2 times a week, so we have a lot to catch up on. But we'll change. We'll get better. Also, you get access to any episodes that we record early, including this one. So you're listening to this and you're like, wow, this is such a great episode, but you could have had it way in advance.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. You've got time down.
Yeah. The concept of time. So join our Patreon and you don't have to wait. And then for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after show, which is where we do spoilers. So we'll be doing spoilers after this episode because we have some thoughts. But we're doing these episodes spoiler-free just for you in case you haven't seen Summer House. But yeah,
so join us, yeah.
Join us for that, and we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Mariah, Tracy, Dustin, Jackie, and Kristen. Woo!
Our crew.
And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, during live show seasons, every week I post and we read your thoughts on the podcast. Obviously, I did not post for this because this is not a live episode, but with Winter House and Vanderpump coming up on new seasons. And then I've heard in the grapevine, another season of Summer House will be coming.
Yes.
It's a lot of stuff.
They're gonna film.
And listen,
summer.
I know when I listen to podcasts, all I want to do is give my opinion. So that's the way to give your opinion is $5 a month. Also, we will pick a patron of the episode. So I think patron of this episode, because she was one of the first people that decided to support us and our endeavors on this podcast, we as a group are going to pick Jackie.
Our Jackie of the episode is
Jackie
back.
of the episode. If you don't get the joke, go listen to Vanderpump. It's the funniest bit we do. We love Jackie so much. Thank you so much. Without her, honestly, can you imagine if it was still 0 patrons? Like, would Kristen even have joined? Dustin wouldn't have joined probably. Like,
and he wouldn't have watched it back with us.
Yes. Jackie really got the ball rolling.
What a great year we're having. We're coming up on a year with Jackie of the episode.
Oh my God. This year has been so short and so long. I can't handle it. But okay. Let's get into our episode. So previously on Summer House, we're in the Hamptons. There's this group of friends that goes to Montauk every single summer, like summer camp, but for adults. We have the Workus Circus, which are basically 2 6-foot blonde twins. One of them, Ashley, is married to Brad, and the other one, Lauren, is super single. And then you have Lindsay and Everett, who are dating. They're very serious all of a sudden, even though they've only been dating for 2 months. And then you have Christina, who's Lindsay's roommate in New York. And Christina and Lindsay are currently fighting. Carl's new to the house, and he's kind of a ladies' man. But he's also having a fling with Lauren. And then the first episode, we had the Vanderpump Rule crew come to the Summer House, and Kyle met a Steve Jobs lookalike. But that didn't work out. So he called his ex Amanda. Carl hooked up with Lauren, but intercompany hookups are very bad, especially if there's a twin that's a Workus.
Yes.
So now it's July 4th weekend, and it's time to get turned. So it's Sunday, July 3rd, 9 a.m. Lauren and Carl wake up together in Carl's bed. Stephen and Ashley slept together since Lauren was not available to sleep with Ashley. And Ashley's literally like, where the fuck is Lauren? But no, I love how
she rolls over and she's like, Stephen?
I know. She wakes him up too. She's like, Stephen, where's Lauren? Like, Stephen would fucking know. I think that's why I think Stephen just wanted a bed, because he's on the couch. So he's like, if someone's going to shack, I get the bed.
He probably noticed that she hadn't like walked up to her bed yet. And so it's like, well, I'm going to go in there.
Yeah. Plus Ashley's married. Steven's dating someone and gay. So this is perfect for everyone. But Lauren comes in. She says nothing happened. But man, Ashley's heart, she is like, this is a bad idea. Don't do this. You're going to regret it. Oh my God. And Lauren didn't even fuck Carl. So we don't even know what the issue is.
I know. But her imagination's probably running wild. Like, she probably thinks they slept together.
Listen, I get it. Mainly because I get it more for Kyle. Like an inter-house hookup is going to be bad for the house, especially Carl, who's young. And this is like one of his first summers. And like, Kyle knows Carl's not looking for anything.
What made me really think on that statement that Kyle said is he's probably pissed then that like Everett and Lindsay are dating even more, because when they planned this summer house, they weren't dating. It was all single people outside of, Ashley.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Ashley, yeah.
Yeah. But like that's different because
single bros.
Her husband's not there. But like everybody was supposed to be single. Yeah. Like this was supposed to be such a great summer. And having couples in the house together, that's so stressful because you can't leave their drama.
You can't leave their drama. Their drama becomes your drama. You don't want any drama.
You're going to have to pick a side.
That's never fun. Yeah. And then Kyle basically lost both his bros. Like he's just chilling with Steven, but Steven's not his friend. He's chilling with Steven and Christina. Who isn't even like either really one of them.
It's actually horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I would hang out with Steven, but if I didn't know Steven.
But Steven and Christina is your only single allies, really?
Oh, man.
Because that's it,
and
right?
partly Ashley, because she doesn't want any shit of that.
Yeah, but that's not
Ashley's
the
a
same. She's
lie.
in a
Yeah.
duo with like her twin. She's
Plus,
married. It's
Ashley's not going to
different.
help you get laid. She's going to help you find your
No.
soulmate, which is not what Kyle wants,
Yeah.
obviously. Okay, so now it's 11 a.m. Kyle and Carl go on a run together, but Carl's really hurting from last night. And Kyle's like, I know, man, you Irish goodbye with Lauren.
Yeah. And
What
Carl's like, ooh,
happened?
we didn't think anybody noticed that one.
That's the point of an Irish goodbye, Carl, but you failed. Someone
Yep.
noticed.
Yep. You just had I didn't say goodbye.
Yeah. Carl likes Lauren and thinks she's cool, but Kyle again doesn't want these couples in the summer house. And he's like Kyle's trying to get it through Carl's head, like,
Yes.
and we saw this with Brad too. If you date one of the twins, you are dating the other. There is no one twin. There's not one twin. Like, we even saw it when Brad calls and Lauren's like, hey, Brad, what's up? And they're like together. And he's like, love you, Brad. Like, Brad took both those girls out on the first date. I'm telling you.
Can you imagine meeting them in college and dating one of them?
No.
At least now they kind of have like a little bit of separate lives. Like, they don't live together, right?
Do you think they live? I wrote it down. I was like, do we think they live together?
I don't think
in New York?
So. Actually, yes, I do think so. Since she's married, but not with her husband, it would make a lot of sense for her to live
with Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that's a lot.
Do you think they were roommates in college? Because we find out they went to the same college.
Yes.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Probably like freshman year and then like junior through sophomore through senior year. It's like maybe they're in a sorority and they don't live in the same exact room, but like you're in the same house.
Those two are the most high maintenance girls. And then like there's two of them, so that doesn't help. And then like you're dating one of them. If one of them starts yelling at you, the other one starts yelling at you. And I'd be like, oh my God, I don't have the energy. I know. Okay, whatever. And Carl basically, he hints that there are other single girls in Montauk. But that's a bad move. Can you imagine?
Trying to be like a gentleman.
Yeah, he's like,
but not so much where he's gonna like marry her right now. Like he's not trying to be an outright dick, but he's trying to play the field casually.
Yeah, which is not a good move with the twins.
Hard to ride that line, especially with the twins.
With Ashley right there. Okay, so the house is emerging to clean. There are 8 people in a house. There's obviously going to be a mess. But the twins are so type A, they cannot just let it sit. They have to wake up and clean. I get it. I do. But like my favorite though is they know they're type A, so they're gonna clean and they're gonna bitch a little bit that other people aren't cleaning, but they're not gonna make a huge deal out of it.
Yes, which they because it seems like they accept it. They know who they are. They're knowing that other people aren't their cleanliness level, so they're gonna bitch a little bit, but they're not gonna like yell at people.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
They just take it on.
If anyone is making the mess, it's Kyle, the drunk eater. That montage was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God. I love Steven's interview comment about how he understands how he has abs because most of it falls on the ground. I wish like when I ate food, he
happened. Just takes the food and just like he like
trying to throw it
his face.
Yeah, and he's like playing that like popcorn game with himself.
But it's a whole hand. It's like 2 handfuls of food, and he just throws it all at the same time. Okay, so now it's 11:30. Lindsay and Everett are at the gym together. This is my nightmare. If you're dating me, do not ask me to work out with you. Thank you so much.
I don't mind this because they're just running on a treadmill.
I don't want it. But Lindsay, she went to a psychic earlier this year. And the psychic said that there is going to be a tall, thin man in her universe. And 2 weeks later, Lindsay started dating Everett. And man, Everett is a tall, thin man. I mean, that describes... If anyone, it's
to a T. I mean, the only tall, thin man you know in this world. This is where I'm like, okay, psychics say things and then you do stuff because you feel like you need to fulfill that. You give yourself a reason to actually do something you probably wanted to do.
Yeah. I like super want to go to a psychic, but I would take everything she said with like the grain, like not even a grain of salt.
Huge heaping thing of salt.
Like a mountain of salt. Yeah. Yes. Like
I did an astrology reading and it's interesting to hear things, but you're going to make something out of it no matter what, is what I've decided.
Yeah. I mean, I read Scorpios were bitches, so that kind of gave me my excuse. But I mean, other than that, no.
I'm just a bitch no matter what my
But
sign
yeah,
is.
whatever. But so yeah, they were friends, they're dating. So Lindsay brings up brunch that Everett had with the boys, and she wants to know what happened. And
Obviously,
he
we talked about
tells
the ladies.
we talked about the ladies that Carl hit on, not Everett. But Everett brings up that Carl almost proposed on a plane, but then broke up with
Oh my
which is
God.
nightmarish. Um, because Carl didn't want to live in a box with this girl. And Everett's like, I would live in a box with you. And Lindsay's like, that is the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me. And I'm like, I get the
Is that I
essence.
think that's really sweet. If your boyfriend told you like that story and then he was like I could see my like if I had to I would live in a box with you. I think that's actually really
I'd be
sweet.
like, oh, let's hope we never have to live in a box together. Like, I'd be
It's
like,
what cracks me up is Lindsay being like, I could live in a box with you too. I'm like, bitch,
no,
no, you couldn't.
I couldn't. I'd be like, that is so nice. I like to
Everett
think
could
I
live in
could
a
do that too.
box.
I couldn't
Lindsay
even
could
live
not.
in a box with myself, but I love you. That would be my response.
Yeah, that's
um,
a good response. Is I couldn't even do it alone, so there's no
yeah.
way I can do it with you.
But I love you.
But I
Thank you
do
so
love
much.
you. Let's live in a normal person place.
Yeah, let's hope we never need a box. So then Everett brings up that Kyle thinks their relationship is going too fast, and that annoys Lindsay because Christina also hates her relationship, which I don't think is the problem. I think Christina just doesn't want to hear about it.
Oh, I
But I
agree.
get
Like
it.
Lindsay is just making that into something that is not like that's not what like
Yeah,
Christina was saying. She's saying I can't spend 100% of the time with you and have you only
talking.
talk about your boyfriend.
Yeah. I mean, but it's romantic when everyone else is against you. That's like the most
My
romantic thing in all
God.
those books and
Kyle and Christina just need to hang out since they just love talking about our relationship
it's us
so
against the
much.
world, babe. It's
Oh
us
Lord.
against the world.
It's us in our box against the world.
They also don't get it because they've been like friends for years. And it's
That I
not
do
different.
understand.
It's not different now that they're dating. And I get it, but also it's
But it
different for
is
everyone else.
different.
It's
Yeah.
like different for everyone else. Because
Yes.
now it's like if Kyle tells Everett something or if Christina tells Lindsay something, you have to know that they're going to tell each other. So like now you have to be extra careful. And like now it's a package deal and it does change for everyone else.
It
Maybe not
actually
for
is
bad, but
wild to think about how long they have been friends in quotes because I don't know how good of friends they were
they
before
had mutual
this.
friends, is what she said. We hung out
Yeah,
in the
so
same
it's I don't
circle.
yeah, it's not like they've been friends for 10 years.
Yeah.
You can tell they haven't because like look at the way they fight with each other.
Yeah, no. No, yeah. If I started dating one of my friends of like 10 years, I would
Even
know
like
exactly how
two
to
or
handle it.
three like years where you've been really close friends.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, you're right.
I
Good
have
call
way
out.
better communication with a guy I've hooked up with for like four
Yeah.
times this pandemic than these two have.
Mm, I know. These two are upsetting. I mean, they're like super cute at the gym. They're totally in love.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. Them on their own, they actually work really well, but then it's
yeah. The
okay,
real
I
world
honestly
is
think it's
not just
Lindsay.
them.
Yeah.
She's kind of crazy. I mean, like in a
She's
good way.
insecure. Like
She's she just
Everett calls it out so
yes.
hardcore and calls
Yes, which
exactly what it is, which probably triggers her even more.
I
Could you
think the
imagine
other
being
thing
called out
is
like that for exactly what's pissing you off, but you don't want to talk about it?
well, I think that's why they're friends is he knows well enough like what's bothering
Yeah,
her and he
that's a good
feels
point.
comfortable. He feels comfortable like telling her that because like they are friends. Like I would feel comfortable telling any of my
But
friends
she's not
that even if we
comfortable
were
with
dating.
it.
She's
Like,
not comfortable hearing it and the way he tells her, like you can't just like
that's
scream it
true.
at like to me, listen, I don't even know Lindsay. I've watched her for 2 episodes, but I can tell you if we're in a fight, it's time to be like, maybe we should separate before we say something we're gonna
Yeah,
regret.
let's talk. Let's both separate,
Let's
calm down, and then
let's
let's
calm
have this
down and then
conversation.
we'll come back together as love. And let's also like not talk to other people about the issue. We're just gonna calm down and say we're in a fight. Okay.
Yes.
So, ground rules. But they are ring shopping, but there is a step before ring shopping that's called moving in.
I
And
think this is very adult of them to say. I'm
very adult.
shocked to
I
hear
love
this.
that. And Everett is actually losing his roommate in October.
I think this is a
So
natural
this,
step. It's
yeah,
July.
this is also happening while they're planking. So I do hate that. I don't know how
I
anyone
love
can have a
that.
full conversation while
Well, I feel
planking.
like it's a good distraction.
Oh my God. I'd be like, can we not? I can't breathe.
But do you think, okay, so if they started dating 2 months ago, that's in May, beginning of
Uh-huh.
May.
Yeah.
Um, and then October, that's 5 months dating. Do you think that's a good enough time to date before you move in?
I think at least I like to go a year, but also They've known each other a good amount of time. So I probably wait for like maybe 8 months because they're still to me in the honeymoon phase. Even if they
Yeah.
have been friends, they're still like very love with each other.
I think living in this summer house together would help speed that up though, because
That's
it's
true.
like we kind of have lived together.
I like to, my New York timeline is going to be 8 months. I'm going to
Okay.
like to think.
But when the stars align, like roommate wise, you just kind of have to go with it, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. But then never forget if you have a bad roommate, if you guys break up, that's fucked, man. So you got to really be sure
I
you're going to move in with
know.
someone.
Yep.
I don't know. Okay, but now it's 1 p.m. The twins are doing yoga. We hear more about, Ashley, her husband Brad. They don't live together, but at the end of the summer, she's gonna move to California, and this will be the first time ever the twins are separated because they
Which
grew up in California together. They went to college together. They moved to NYC together. And this is where I was like, are they roommates? And then they talk about showering together. But I think it's 2 showers, both in it, like in separate showers, but like can look at each other, is what I would imagine.
like there's two
That's what
shower
I got.
heads
I don't know
and
if you got
one.
something different.
That's what
No,
I don't.
two separate showers.
Okay. Like
Like
like at
I'm
the gym.
imagining their bathroom as a kid growing up. Yes, yes, yes. Like, but they can like see like it's their bathroom. I'm assuming had 2 toilets, 2 sinks, 2 showers, like on separate sides. You know how some really nice houses have like a husband's and a wife's side shower? No, just me.
No.
I had a friend. I had a friend in college who is hella rich, and her parents had a bathroom where it was like there was 1 shower on the right side and 1 shower on the left side.
Shit.
So they each had their own shower.
I'm imagining 2 shower heads. They're just showering
2 separate showers. They were like, it's not like we were rubbing each other down. So I thought it was like maybe
I was
2
like,
showers.
okay.
It's fine if you, I mean, you're twins. It's fucking fine. No one's going to think you're hooking up.
That's true. That would be fucking weird.
That'd be super weird. Are we sure they've never? Just kidding. They haven't. I'm sure they haven't. I'm not
That's
putting that
incest
and
even more super
and
weird.
it's weird because they're the same person. Like hooking up with yours.
It's
Although
like making out with yourself
myself.
on a mirror.
I love myself, so I don't know. Okay, so now it's 5 p.m. We're getting ready for the party, or for not a party. We're getting ready to go out. Lindsay and Everett. Oops, hang on, sorry. So Kyle's like, hey, Lindsay, Everett, do you guys always work out together? And they're like, yeah, we'll like go to the gym at the same time, which I don't hate. I hate if we're actually like together while working out. Like we can be at the same place.
Yeah, but they had to because they're filming.
They had to. They showed up together.
I feel like normally
Kyle
they
hates it. Kyle hates it because he's like, as long as you guys aren't like kissing while doing sit-ups or push-ups
like,
or whatever.
Don't like whenever you're lifting, like then like kiss each other. That would be annoying.
Which I get, man. I'd be like,
Same.
fuck are you doing? You're sweaty. This is how little I hate how much I hate everyone else. But because the 4th is on a Monday this year, the crew is gonna do a more low-key barbecue tomorrow so that they can show up to work on time. Amanda's going to come, Kyle's ex. We find out that they dated for 7 months and Amanda really wanted the commitment, but Kyle wasn't ready. And he, quote unquote, by chance, ran into her in the Hamptons. And he still wants to see Amanda, but he doesn't want to fully commit. And this angers like Christina slightly. And she's like, don't use her. Like, Amanda's a nice girl. Don't be that dick.
Think about her feelings. Like, you do care about her. So think about her feelings and don't make this like a regular thing, but then also like just cut it off.
Yeah, if you're not going to commit, because she's obviously going to catch right? Like,
yeah,
the idea is Amanda's going to catch feelings and then be even more upset when Kyle won't commit because Kyle keeps calling and texting her.
Yeah.
So Christina's like, did you at least text her after she spent the night here? And Kyle's like, yeah, she left her bracelet here. And Christina's like, is that the only reason you texted her? And Kyle's like, maybe. Which I was like, and this is when she's like, you need to not call her all the time. Like,
yeah,
you don't like her. Yeah.
Which obviously Amanda left that bracelet on purpose.
Oh, agreed. I knew immediately that game.
I was like,
then
girl, come on. Why'd you leave that bracelet?
I think she's like 24. So I fucking feel her at. Maybe she's a little younger. 23?
Especially the summer house, because then you get like invited to like a party, and it's not like as weird as like his like city apartment. Where you're just going to go see him.
I mean, It's a 23-year-old move. I would still probably pull this move if I really liked a guy. I might. Who knows? Okay, it's 9 p.m. We're out at the bars. We do a lot of shots. Kyle tells us you never know where you're gonna end up or wake up. A hotel, a bus, the floor,
Some
anywhere,
steps,
a different state. Doesn't even matter.
a blow up like tube across the
Yeah, the
lake.
pool. Yeah, we love it. So after the night out, Lauren and Carl are in Carl's bed together, and or they're in his room, and
Yeah,
he's like a hyped frat bro,
he
and
is.
he's like, jump on me,
Jump into
jump.
my
And
arms.
she's like, I'm a big girl, which she's not like huge, but she's like a little
But like
taller, and she's got some
also
curves.
weird to
It's
be like, hey, I'm
weird.
a little concerned here. Like, let's not do
Yeah,
this. We've
right.
also been drinking.
Carl's
This is gonna be
Carl's skinny,
embarrassing.
lanky.
Yeah.
Yeah, also looking at Carl, that dude can make like at my eyesight, I'd be like, he can't lift me up. And so
Even if it's
Lauren's
the
probably
most
like,
buff
yeah,
guy in the world, because Carl's fit, but it's like, I'm sorry, we've been
I don't know.
drinking. This is gonna be so embarrassing if you drop me and hurt.
Yeah. But he's like, no, 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 I'm strong. I got it. And so I'd be like, yeah, but Lauren's been drinking too. So she jumps into his arms and he squats her weirdly. And
Yes.
now he's like
He's like,
squatting
see,
her.
I can lift you. You're
I can
fine.
squat your ass. And then he like they jump onto the bed together and he breaks the bed.
Well, because his knee goes straight into the
Awesome.
bed. I was like, you're an
Oh my
idiot.
God.
This is exactly how you break a bed.
This is why you shouldn't drunk squat other people at night after drinking.
And
Just
throwing them into a bed.
ideas. Okay, so we wake up July 4th, 9 a.m. Lauren needs water, so she's struggling a little bit. They're outside at the pool. I don't know who this is, but I'd like to know who tried to surf in the pool and immediately ate shit, because that was the
I
funniest thing
didn't
I've ever
see
seen in my life.
it.
Oh my God, someone like the surfboard or whatever. It wasn't a surfboard, but it
It
was
was
one of
boogie
those
board, I
floaty.
bet.
Yeah, they tried to like hop on it from the land and just immediately just ate
Oh
shit,
my
which is
God.
my favorite thing in the world to do. Kyle has a mullet. He's frat bro Kyle with a
Love
mullet.
it.
They're making a bunch of food. I was very hungry at the time watching this, so I struggled, but I
Yeah,
made it through.
are planning on so much
Guacamole,
food. The twins are
cucumbers.
gonna be in the kitchen all day, and of course, Christina comes up and is like, "I'll taste the guacamole"
what a
as they're
delicious
slaving
guacamole.
away. Did you see? I think it was Ashley's face. She
Ashley's
was like,
do you like it?
"Do you not want to
Is it
help
good?
us?"
Yeah, she's like, okay. So then Lauren brings up to Christina that Everett and Lindsay are planning on moving in together, and Christina's pissed. She's like, she didn't tell me that.
I'd be
That's
annoyed.
so rude. I would too if that's my roommate. But I don't think it was solidified. Also, though, they shouldn't have told other people. They should have like
That's the problem.
We'll get there. But so all the dudes are outside because they're not helping cook either.
Obviously. Not.
But we learn about Steven's dad, Cletus, because that's what Kyle's persona in the mullet should be called, is Cletus, which I loved. It reminded me of The Simpsons. I think there's a Cletus on the show, which like makes it funny.
I love this whole vibe.
Yeah, so we learned a little bit about Steven. He went to a really Christian college in Tennessee. He dropped out and moved to New York. He was born and raised in Alabama. People thought he would like go back and be there forever. He didn't. He grew up super religious, and he didn't even come out until 3 years ago because he himself didn't accept it until he was like 17 or 18. And
I bet
the
that's
best part
really
is,
hard.
It is. Oh, I'm sure. But the best part is Kyle's asking him all these really like personal questions while in the mullet, and Steven's like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever had to do."
I know.
Because Kyle's like, "When did you decide to come out?" And like,
he's being really nice about it. He's like,
so nice.
If you don't mind me asking, like,
Yeah,
when did you come out? He's being super sweet, but yeah, the persona that goes along with it is like, the fuck?
Steven answers and he's like, "It's very weird talking to you in this mullet." And Kyle's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." What a time. But yeah, Kyle was very nice about it. I think he's genuinely just trying to get to know Steven because it doesn't seem like they know each other. But yeah, I like Steven. I'm a fan.
I'm a big fan.
I'm a fan. Okay. So 1 p.m. the party starts. Here's Amanda. Amanda's the nicest girl Kyle's ever met. She's 9 years younger than him. But plus side, she's not expecting a ring like a 30-year-old.
Which is helpful.
Because Kyle's not trying to give a ring out. But they had an amazing 7 months together. In Kyle's words, an amazing 7 months. And he loves a conflict-free relationship. and she's staying over tonight. And Kyle insists that it's okay, but she
Yeah.
feels a little awkward about it.
But
It's
this
like
is where you get
fine.
like you get validation. I think she's asking this. Obviously, she wants to spend the night. She's getting validation that he's in, and this is where he needs to be saying and thinking that like she shouldn't be spending the night.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she's even like, are you sure it's okay? And he's like, yeah, of course. Stay the night.
And she's probably thinking like, "Oh my God, he wants me here."
Yeah, he's even planned for me to stay that night. This wasn't a one time we run into each other and I like go over there because we're drunk. Like he's soberly telling me to stay the night because he's planned for it.
Yes.
This is basically a
Whereas like
proposal of love.
Kyle probably thinks like, "Oh, it makes sense. Like we'll just go back to the city tomorrow. Like why
Yeah, we know
make
each
her?"
other. We're comfortable. It's fine. We can get
Yeah.
back easily.
This is a
The house
one-time
knows
thing.
her.
Yeah.
So everyone's getting drunk. The party's going. Christina's mouth is also going because she cannot stop talking about Lindsay and Everett moving in. This is the girl I hate. Don't be
Dude,
this
that's
bitch.
annoying.
Can you believe Lindsay and Everett are going to move in together? Haha, I heard Lindsay and Everett are going to move in together. Lindsay and Everett, I was like, shut the fuck up. If
It's
you have an
like
issue, go to Lindsay.
well, and okay, you get a few friends to be like, "Oh my God, did you hear this? I'm so annoyed."
Yeah.
But like Steven's the one who said he's heard it from like 8 different people who all heard it from Christina.
Yeah, like don't go telling people about like everyone about it. Like tell your good
You're
friends.
ruining your whole day too. Like pull one friend aside,
Yes.
go to your room, bitch about it, and then like move on. And then whenever things like annoy you, then you get to look at that friend and be like, "See what I'm saying?"
God,
Yeah.
they're so in love.
Yeah.
That's me. They're so in love.
You have to have those friends. It's your ally at the party, but you don't get to just like go around the whole entire party. You're ruining everybody
Agreed.
else's day.
So then we're introduced to BBC, Bailey's Bananas and Cream,
Dude.
which sounds delicious, but I'm not a huge fan of bananas.
Oh, I am. I'm going to be doing this whenever I go to the lake this summer now. I'm going to do this. This sounds like a great morning drink.
This reminded me of like Ron juice, but like from Jersey Shore.
Everybody has
like
their
Hamptons.
things.
Yeah, it's like
because we do pina coladas with vodka at the
what
lake.
Do you call it? You have to have a name.
Chi-Chis.
Chi-Chis. See, hey, are we gonna make some Chi-Chis? Where's BBC? Who's whipping up Ron juice? Like you gotta.
Everybody's got a thing. I love it.
I love. So Kyle and Amanda, this also gives validation. They're actually spending a lot of time away from the the party to spend time alone in his room.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So then Lindsay and Christina, we find out, have a third roommate named Katie.
We're like, who the fuck knew? I wish they would have said that last episode.
No, where's Katie? I know, and Katie like approaches like Lindsay and Christina. Is like
she just comes and sits down next to them on those like loungers, and she's like roommates, and I'm like, who the fuck is this chick?
Why didn't Katie join this house? It might have,
or like
honestly, listen, two people who are roommates and spending all their time together, that's a lot. But if you add a third one that's also spending all their time with you, you can break it up a little better. I think Katie joining
that actually probably is why both Lindsay and Christina are alive now,
is
because they do have a buffer.
So Christina again brings up Lindsay moving out, fucking finally to the right person. And Lindsay for a second, she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, girl, you can't play dumb. You just got to do it. Just own it. And then she's like, oh yeah, I talked about it with him because, his lease is up in October, to which Katie then is like, our lease is not up until, what is it, like May? Lindsay thought it was February. It's not till May. So Lindsay's like, oh no, our leases don't line up. But yeah, so Lindsay's like, how'd you find out? We only really talked about it like literally this morning at 11:30.
Yes, which I get why Lindsay's like, wait, what? This really isn't a thing.
And Christina's like, you should have told us and not other people. But I think this is wrong. Like, if Lindsay's really good friends with the Workuses probably shouldn't have said anything. But if Lindsay's good friends with the Workuses, she would be like, oh my God, Everett brought up.
It depends. We didn't see that conversation between Lindsay and the twins. So if it went like, oh my God, you want to hear this weird conversation Everett and I had this morning? Like, that's different, where it's like, it's just a conversation. But the way the twins presented it to Christina is that like, they're really seriously talking about it.
Yes. I do think Christina is slightly overreacting here.
100%.
Or like she is overreacting, but I see her point. Like I can see it, but I'm like, you should have
I
played
think
it
it's
differently.
weird Lindsay went and had a conversation about this early when it is just like a simple like conversation they had at the gym, her and Everett.
Yeah.
But I can see how this kind of gets out and it's like nothing's been solidified. Let's calm down.
Well, on a more positive note, Katie's very happy for Lindsay. Christina's not really, but it's fine. But Katie's just mainly upset because who's going to shake hair with her now while listening to Adele? And like, I'm concerned about this. I'd like an update on Katie.
It seems like Katie's going to be the one to really miss out the most. Obviously, Christina doesn't give two fucks if she loses Lindsay as a roommate. But they'll all go up because girls are fake as fuck.
You can't, girls are fake as fuck. You can't just shake your hair alone, Meredith, to Adele. No. That takes a special fucking friend.
And obviously, Christina isn't in the running to be a participant.
Christina's not that bitch. Oh, no. Okay. Well, the party's bumping. And then we find out some hot tea that Kyle and Katie, the third roommate, made out last night, and everyone saw, and they're currently discussing it while Amanda's at the same party.
Dude, this is my favorite type of drama. I mean, I don't want to be in this. I love it. I love Steve. I want to be Steven.
I want to be Steven. Steven literally is sitting there watching. At one point, it's like Kyle in the middle, Amanda on his right, Katie on his left.
Yeah, in the kitchen.
And Steven by the sink, sipping his BBC, watching. Like, and then like Christina also at one point is like looking, and I'm like, this is my like I shine in
because then you're like watching them, you're trying not to be obvious, but you're watching them to see what their body language is like. Do they know? Like I need to find out more details. I need to ask Kyle some questions. Like I need to know what's going on. Yeah, Kyle
is stressed, and Amanda has no idea, but Katie knows about Amanda.
Yes,
right. And at one point someone's like, well, because now Katie and Amanda have left, and someone's like, well, if Amanda made out with someone else, like she can do that because you guys aren't together.
Yeah, Steven said that to Kyle.
And Kyle's like, well, I might care about that, which I was like, no, you can't.
No, you can care. You get to care, but you can't yell at her for yell at her. But you can care. Of course, he has feelings. Like you can tell he really does like her.
Then he should just freaking date her. I'm over it.
I know. I was thinking about his mentality.
If he really cared, he wouldn't be making out with Katie.
Yes, that's true. But like, no, you're like, just like like Amanda's going to care if she finds this out. Yeah. But Kyle, like, yeah, I'm sure he's going to be like, oh, that hurts to hear that you made out with someone.
Yeah. But it's going to hurt more when Amanda goes,
but
well,
you don't get to tell her not to do it because you're the one who made this choice. Yeah.
I'm like stressed for Kyle.
I literally this whole episode, I'm like, oh my God, get them apart. I know. Like, I want to help. I want to like help him.
I would have been Steven just fucking watching, being like, what you going to do?
Oh,
let's talk about something gross though. Lauren and Carl making out with cake in their mouth.
I didn't understand this. Where the fuck did this cake come from? Why is this happening?
It wasn't even like a wedding moment where like one person gets cake and then
even
you like
at a wedding, they don't like shove it in their mouth and make out with it.
This was literally both of them had giant fistfuls of cake in their mouth.
Like,
and then they open mouth just like combined it together.
It's like mama bird and baby birding. And I'm like, stop sharing cake in your mouth.
I was like, are their tongues even
There's
able
not
to
even
like
room
do anything? Like it's just like, to me the cake would just fall out.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, kissing is already weird to describe, but like kissing with cake is even like, what the fuck's the point of this? I don't even want your gum. Why do I want your mashed up cake?
That's disgusting. That's a good point that this is also so disgusting.
This is worse than gum.
I hate when couples just like someone takes the gum out of their mouth and puts into the other.
Okay,
just get your own piece. I don't like it.
That's fucking weird, but I understand how if you kiss, how someone else might end up with your gum, and it's a total accident though.
Maybe just spit your gum out.
I agree, but I'm just saying. That's fucking annoying. Yeah, so I can't imagine going into it and wanting to swap cake with someone else.
Can you imagine me getting someone else's gum in my? I would start yelling. But
if you kiss like a random person and you didn't know.
Oh yeah, no. If it was my boyfriend, I'd smack him across the face and be like, disgusting.
I'd be like, hold on, let me spit out this fucking gum.
Yeah,
if it was my
give
boyfriend.
Me a second. Yes. Well, whatever. Kyle wants his cake and to make out with it too, which he got both.
Carl is so young. I love it. He just wants to make out with all the girls, and I
make out with all the cakes and all the girls. So Everett makes a cheers to America. And then I thought he said to the Star of David. And I wanted to be like, is he
What? That didn't make
Jewish?
sense. That
That's where
doesn't,
I
those
was
two don't
like,
go together.
I know. I
I
was
mean,
like,
like, Jewish people are obviously American, but you don't celebrate those two things on the same day.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Do you
That's
think
why I was
he like
like,
said that to the Stars and Stripes?
I heard Star of David. I didn't go back to care
That's
because I think
okay.
a commercial came and it would have just been a bigger problem for me to go back. Like by the
Yeah, I
time I was
don't think
like,
he said that.
well, to America and to the Star of David, cheers. That's gonna be
Well,
my
for
my
us, to
the Star of
America and the Star
David.
of David.
Haha. So now it's 6 p.m. People are leaving. We need to pack to go back to the city. The twins decide to get a taxi. This is probably what I would do because I'm not a great person to wake up super early and drive.
Fuck no. And I think they're taking the train. I was thinking about this
Yeah.
because I didn't realize it was still Sunday. It took me a minute to realize it's Sunday night.
Hmm.
Or it's Monday night, right?
It's Monday night.
Yeah, so they have to work on Tuesday. So the
Mhm.
option is go back on Monday night or go back early Tuesday morning before you work. The dilemma is you've been drinking all day. So I think the
Yeah.
Workus twins are taking the train, which that's the
Yes.
move.
That's the move because then you could get food at the train station, just eat and
You
sleep,
don't
and
have to
then you
do
show up in New
anything.
York City. Yeah. And you
Yeah.
call a cab to take you back. Um, Meanwhile, Kyle's gonna stay the night, obviously, because Amanda is also. Everett wants to stay and he promises to drive him and Lindsay back at 4 a.m. Which if I was Lindsay, I'd be like,
Fuck no.
get in your effing taxi right now. What are we doing? I would have gone with the twins.
Yeah, like, oh my God, that sounds horrible because then the next thing they say is like, all right, let's go get ready to go out. I'm like, oh my God, you're not even going to bed right now. I don't want to wake up at 4 a.m. if I went to
Yeah.
bed at like 10 p.m. You're about to
Oh
go to
my
bed at like
God.
2 in the morning.
Yeah. So like the timestamp said this was all happening at 6 p.m., right?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure it went on for like whatever, an hour. It doesn't even matter. They get back from going out, right?
Yeah.
And
What
it
time?
says 5 hours later. So that's at least 11. And you're gonna wake up at 4 to drive back.
Fuck no. How are you
Try
going to drive
again.
back? You're hammered.
Try again, sir. But they come
That's
back.
my biggest fear is not like I never drive while I'm actually like actively drinking at night, but to wake up the next morning and not realize you're still drunk, that's my biggest fear is to get a DUI like that.
No,
That is
yeah.
what you're asking for by
Yeah.
doing
You
this.
might as well just take the train. My
Yes, leave
gosh.
your car there. Then you don't have to pay for parking. Like, there's so many pluses to
It's
leaving your
literally
car
fine.
there for a weekend.
Okay, so 5 hours later, Everett and Lindsay are fighting. They were out and Lindsay got upset because there was a girl texting Everett, and Everett then tells us that this is a girl that works in his building. So
Yeah, through his
Lindsay,
explanation, it sounds like he works at a WeWork and a new girl started
yes,
working there.
yes. The story is a new person at WeWork texted him and or at work asked Everett what he was doing this weekend, and he said he goes to Montauk, and she said, do you know of any good places? And he said yes. So they exchanged numbers so that he
This
could
is
give her
normal.
recommendations. Very normal. Boy,
Which,
girl,
here's the thing.
non-gender,
Yes, this could
anything.
totally lead to her trying to hit on him, but he's not
Who
doing anything
cares?
wrong. Yeah.
Can I just say, it is the greatest compliment when someone hits on the person I am dating. Like I'm like, thank you so much for loving the person that I
Depends
love.
the
This is
level. That
fantastic.
light hitting on, not weird, but like
Yeah,
a full
not
on
weird.
macking on him, like trying
No,
to
no,
hit
no,
on
no,
him,
no.
weird.
Yeah, a respectful hit. Like a
A like
respectful. Also, he
scoping out
doesn't
the
walk around.
situation.
He doesn't walk around with dating someone t-shirts all the
Yes.
time. So she also might not know and just be like trying to feel it out. Which like you
Yes.
can't get
And
mad
he
at
sounds like
him.
he's being just a considerate person. If she was
Yeah.
like, hey, meet me out, he'd be like, oh, I can't, I'm with my
I
girlfriend.
can't. I have a girlfriend. Which is
Yes.
then when she'd probably back off. So like you have not come up in conversation, Lindsay. So like 'tis not important.
Yes.
I don't know. Whatever. So Lindsay thinks it's inappropriate to get a girl's number, which I disagree with if it's just for like a person
Yes,
at work.
I think
or
it's weird if you get a girl's number at a bar, at like a restaurant, like when you're out and about meeting people. Like someone at work, harmless thus far.
No. And he's annoyed he can't even talk to other girls, which I get, like 100%.
It's a
The best
compliment
part,
if a guy can be good friends with girls. That like tells you that they
agree.
respect women. I have a
They
friend who like
love
when he
women.
started dating his now girlfriend, she said a big plus for her was like all the like good girlfriends he had in his life.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm friends with tons of guys, and like I
Yes.
know the ones that are like even when I meet their girlfriends, I'll be like, they're such a good guy. Like
Yes.
10
Yes.
out of
Girls
10.
give such good compliments.
Yeah. I'd honestly say like here are his flaws, but like he will treat you great,
Yes.
everything.
Hmm.
It is so to me, I would love to date someone with girlfriends because
Me
then it's
too.
like they know what girls like and dislike and like probably
And
talk
then
to
you have
their
like a
girlfriends
balanced
about
group.
like
It's just not
dating.
like the
Yeah.
bros.
The bro, God, I hate the bros. Um, but speaking of a bro, Steven, our favorite bro, he can hear everything, which
Oh my
he
God.
he
He's so
hates.
funny. He's like, we're not blind. We know what goes on in this house. And we're not deaf either.
Yeah, honestly. So Lindsay basically says she doesn't give a fuck if she's 900 pounds or fat or has a tail or
Oh
whatever.
God.
Don't get defensive about a girl texting you because then there's something going on. And I was like, no, because you're making it a deal.
Yes, that's the thing is
Like
you are making it into something that it's not, so he has to be defensive.
yeah, if you keep telling me you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, and I'm not doing that thing, I'm gonna snap and be like, I'm not doing that
Well,
thing.
being defensive isn't really that bad if you are defending yourself.
Yourself.
He's
His
defending himself
actions.
against what Lindsay is saying that he's doing when he's
Thanks.
not doing that.
Yes. So I don't know if Lindsay's actually mad that like this girl texted Everett or if she's mad that he's defensive about this. Like I think the
I
point is
can't even
lost.
tell anymore.
I think the point is really lost.
Okay, here's the thing. I think Lindsay is very possessive and literally doesn't want him talking to any other girls.
Well, that's not going to work out because he lives in a summer house
Okay,
with most of them.
that's a little bit different
But
when it's
still.
her girlfriends. But like, she doesn't want him to have his own girlfriends because she does seem insecure. I think she's nervous. Like, this is such a new relationship. He could easily jump ship.
Yeah,
but that's it. That's her insecurity. So it's like, where's that breeding from? So like, what does she need to do to fix that? And what does he need to do to give her that validation that she may not be getting? But this just clearly isn't working.
Yeah, it's not entirely his job. Listen, I get it. We're all insecure. But like you're 29, texting another girl shouldn't be that big a deal. It's not that big a deal once you turn 18. Or once you get out of college, honestly. It's like
it's never a big deal to
also,
have friends
he
with the
wasn't hiding
sex.
it. Can you imagine?
No.
Like if he was hiding it, then it's a big deal. But he openly
that's the thing.
Gave her his phone. She went through and said, "Who's this?" And he said, "Girl from work."
Like, yes.
There's literally nothing to hide.
And she saw the whole conversation.
It ends with Everett being like, maybe this isn't going to work out then. And like storming out. And I was like, wow, were you guys buying rings? I'm like confused all of a sudden. Like,
aren't you guys moving in together in October?
Yeah. Who fucking called this? Like Panda Kyle. My gosh. Okay. So now we're back in New York for the week. Some highlights. Carl doesn't talk about his job with girls because apparently girls are too stupid to understand that he's a sales manager for a dental manufacturing company. But I think we can get it, Carl. Thank you, though.
Dude, those must be some dumbass girls.
Why do you do? It's literally sales.
The way he explained it made so much sense. I sell probably the braces you had when you were a kid. Simple.
I used to when we worked for an experiential marketing company, people would be like, "What's that?" And I'd be like, "You know, the auto show, how you have to fill out a survey? We get that data.
We do that shit.
Yeah, that's us. Like, just literally
dumb it down to the easiest part of it.
Also, but if some dude came up to me and was like, I'm a sales manager for a dental manufacturing company,
I'd be like yep, got it.
Makes sense.
I may not know what products you're exactly selling, but like
that's the next question.
I don't need to know that.
Yeah, I don't really care. I go to the dentist twice a year. It's not too important. But okay. We find out Ashley and Lauren are fashion, or they have a fashion lifestyle blog. It's all things twins. They love fashion.
Which, I mean, this is right up their alley, but
I like what they said. Like they were never the smallest girls or like the cutest girls or whatever, but they always worked with what they got and they looked the best.
Yes, I love like that too.
Good for you, gals. We talked about Carl and Lauren sucking at BP last weekend, and it was just embarrassing. But Lauren really likes Carl's energy.
She really wasn't getting focused on the game. She was flirting a little too much.
And that's when Ashley's like, "What if Carl's talking to other girls?" So what about that? And Lauren's like, Carl's kind of a mystery. I like a little mystery. We're not boyfriend,
Ashley's like wanting
girlfriend.
to pop the bubble, but this
Well,
bubble is indestructible at this point.
I know. I love Ashley. Like literally last episode was like, I'm gonna find Lauren a boyfriend this summer. And now she's like, hey Lauren, I don't think you should have a boyfriend this summer. And I'm like, you just don't want it to be
Here's the
Carl.
thing. I get not wanting your friends and your sister to like get hurt, but this is what you need to be saying to her is this just a fling for you? Do you think this is going to be something more serious?
Like honestly admit it to me. Do you have feelings?
Because and then be having a fling is fun. If that's what she's in for, then this is perfect.
And if she does have feelings, that's when Ashley, because they're so close and sisters and they have to love each other no matter what, she could be like, I don't think this is a good idea, but I have your back. Like, I don't like him or trust him yet. I tell all my friends when I meet their new boyfriends, I'm like, I will see what I think about him in 6 months, because right now I'm iffy because I'm protective.
Yeah.
But I support you kind of thing. And usually they end up being fine or douchebags. There's really no in between. But
listen, you can't like stop people from getting hurt. You can't. But like you not supporting them is gonna hurt them anyways.
100%. Christina, Lindsay, and Katie are having a roommate night eating sushi. Katie loves Amanda, which is what you say when you don't like the girl that the dude you made out with is kind of dating.
Listen,
I love Amanda.
Really like Amanda.
I didn't know they were back.
Yeah, I want her to be okay. Because it's like oh fuck, I didn't realize she was still around.
I didn't realize they were around. And then of course, as roommate should, they're like, Kyle doesn't even know what he's doing. So like, don't worry about it. To which Katie's then like, haha, chance still stands. So then Christina's like kind of calls out Katie for flirting with Kyle all the time, which is like fine. But then Katie's like, I'm not the only one to have made out with Kyle in this room. To which Lindsay is like,
I was like, hold on, which one of these other two roommates made out with him? I thought it was going to be Lindsay.
No, Lindsay's disgusted. She's like, gross. But Christina's like, it was one kiss. It's like kissing a gay guy, but he's straight, which I get. This would be me and my friends. I'd be like,
well, and she was like, we were drunk. We were drinking at a club. You just make out. Listen, I don't think kissing people is that big of a deal.
I don't either. But let's talk about Lindsay and Everett, because that's what we always have to talk about all the time. So Lindsay knows Kyle wasn't expecting Everett to be in a relationship, and Christina then interrupts with like, not so great, and lets Lindsay know that everyone hears their fights and it's like the whole house's business. And Lindsay's like, we fight, it's like fine. Which I want to be like, your last fight was a lot, but okay.
Yeah, you're not just like having a little like tiff about how to fold laundry or make the bed.
Yeah. And this is, so Christina in her interview says she just hates living with Everett, which I get. Like that I get 100%. Like your roommate's boyfriend moves in, so now instead of 3, you go to 4, which is,
dude, that's really hard in their
There's one
apartment.
Bathroom, it sounds like.
It just sounds, better get the biggest issue is for Christina is it started off with like him not being considerate and Lindsay not being considerate of her roommates. And now it's like, okay, well, you guys bicker and like, we have to fucking deal with this shit.
Which I get. Like, there's nothing worse than listening to other people's fights.
It's so awkward when like your friends are in fights. If your friends are dating, I remember having like a fight with a guy I was like dating, and my best friend was friends with him. Then I was like, you go hang out with him, because we're not speaking right now, but like, I don't want to ruin it for you too. You have to be considerate of like other people's relationship with these people and in your like couple. Yeah.
Also, listen, I, in my last apartment, didn't even live with this girl, but my wallmate fought with her boyfriend all the time. And there's nothing worse, because it would keep me up. I'd be like, are you effing kidding? Like, just shut up, you guys. Just fight in a public park so like people could just walk past you and ignore you. Jesus, sorry. No, don't do that. But and then of course, Christina, she can't keep her rude comments to herself, and she tells Lindsay to control the crazy, which it's these backhanded compliments. I'm like, Christina, that's the thing. You're justified if you would just stop being rude.
Yes, because Lindsay's just not going to listen to your comment things. Whatever you're saying that is, like you said, justified, Lindsay's not going to listen to it because you're being a bitch.
100%. Well, it's finally Friday. We're going to the Hamptons. through the Friday traffic. Nothing
Yikes.
will get you away from this traffic. We love
No,
it.
even if you book your rental car at 1 p.m., you're still going to be stuck in traffic. That sounds like a fucking, I'm telling you, the train sounds amazing.
Nightmare.
I'm a big train girl.
I'm a train gal too. Like, yeah, okay, you gotta pay a little bit for a taxi to and from, but like, it's fine. I'll pay an extra splurge.
Dude, to not have to actually like sit and drive and like be stuck in traffic to just move.
I would want to be the person not driving. Then I could like
Yes.
send my phone in traffic. That's more my vibe. But yeah, if you're not offering me a ride, I'm taking the train. But now it's 4 p.m. Stephen, Kyle, and Ashley are the first ones at the house. Lindsay and Everett will be here tonight. Lauren and Carl are on their way up now. And Christina's not coming because she has to work this weekend. So it's a lot of couples. Plus Ashley, the married twin.
But I feel like it's going to be more
in a long distance relationship.
Without Christina there. Because like the Everett, Lindsay fighting thing, like without Christina there, I feel like there'll be less tension with that.
I don't know. You're about to eat your words because there's a
I
fight.
know I am, but like that's what I was thinking is like, oh, thank God Christina's not there. Like clearly there's tension, like they need a weekend away.
Yeah. Which I think was smart for Christina. Just like a weekend away. That's great. Okay, question. What the fuck did Kyle put in the freezer that Ashley was so weirded out about? What was
Dude,
that?
I don't know. I was like, is that marguerite? Like, what did they? Oh, do you think it's the banana, the BBCs?
It was
like yellowish.
I thought it was food. That was like chicken.
It was a Ziploc, and then there was like stuff in there.
Do you think it was like cooked? Like hamburger meat, like that they made, but then they're like.
Then there had to be like liquids in there because it froze
liquid.
Weird.
I didn't see liquid. I was just like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever.
A lot of things you can freeze, but like, I think it was the BBCs because it was there was like a brownish corner that I think a lot of the liquor.
Why wouldn't you just throw it down the drain? I'm so confused. I thought
why
it was
waste
whatever.
That?
Who the fuck cares? I just want to know what it was. You guys have to explain. Bravo should really explain what that is with like a caption at the bottom.
Yes, like a little arrow and it's like the ding and then it's like BBCs, leftover BBCs. I must know.
We can identify Amanda on our own, okay? Use your dings for fucking what was in the freezer. Someone tell us. So Kyle and Amanda had a really good time last weekend. And then the next day though, there was some confusion because Amanda was kind of like, so what are we doing? And he said Kyle, of course,
he could see like a look on her face of like,
yeah, she wants this relationship. He doesn't. And Ashley's like, Team Amanda, Kyle's making a mistake.
Yes.
I'm because you're being Amanda a
dick.
Too.
If you keep doing this, and you don't want to be in a relationship and you know she does, you are purposely going in to hurt her feelings.
And then Amanda actually told Kyle that she can't do this back and forth. And Kyle's like, can you believe that? And Ashley's like, yes. What are you talking about? That like makes the most sense.
She told you this, yet you're going to continue to do this.
Yeah, she was like, Ashley's like, stop fucking over Amanda, you dumbass. Cut it out.
Stop giving her signals that you want to be with her, but then doing the opposite.
Yeah, just fucking commit already. So now it's 5 p.m. Lauren and Carl are still not there because they have stopped for ice cream / yogurt. They're on a date. Carl even pays. So this is Lauren just like really complimenting Carl and Carl like kind of complimenting her back because Lauren loves his style, thinks he's dreamy, decides to ask Carl about the ladies, and Carl says he's very singular. Dumb. But Lauren's type is tall, dark, and handsome, and Carl's really uncomfortable with being called tall, dark, and handsome because he was a late bloomer, which I want to be like, that doesn't mean you can't be called tall, dark, and handsome, but whatever. You're just so modest. It's fine. Let me tell you, if I become a model, my ass is going to take all the compliments, Carl. So I don't know why the fuck you're. Also, his pictures they showed weren't like him in or like him after high school, like all awkward and weird. It was literally him at 12. And I'm like, listen, sir, you should see all of us at 12. Okay.
Exactly. Like that's an age that of course nobody has really developed. Yeah. It's by like freshman year of high school. You're like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, when can I start doing that? But even then, now when you look back, you're like, by senior year of high school. By
senior year of high school, you kind of figure it out. You still probably look a little stupid, but at least your body's probably
your body has developed though. Yeah.
Yeah. They show us pictures of Carl at 12 and I'm like, great. All right. he can't
Show
be
me,
tall, dark, handsome.
let's fast
sad,
forward 6 years. Yeah.
honestly. Yeah, so I guess when he was 12 and unattractive, as we all are, he learned to become a good connector with people because people didn't want to talk to him for his looks. So he had to like pretend to really listen and talk, which again, I was like,
You know, when you had to get dropped off at the movie theater and sit there for hours and you weren't good looking, you had to connect with people.
I'm gonna email
like,
this dude
what were you doing
pictures
at 12?
of like me right now and be like, I'm still confused on what's happening.
I'm a good connector because I look like this now.
Yeah, I'm struggling constantly. So then Lauren's looking for someone who's really genuine, like someone you want to do everything with, including probably live out of a box. But that wasn't specifically mentioned.
No,
but we'll get.
No, we're not at the point yet where we can live out of a box.
Like together. Ashley and Brad are perfect together. And then this is when Carl's like, well, we must move to California with Ashley and Brad, which I was like, oh no, Carl.
These boys say these things, and I'm like, you wonder why girls go crazy.
He's like, Brad and I need to have a bro off. And I was like, God, this sounds so dumb. He's like, we're going to see who can cook meat and then change the tire the fastest. And I was just like, I would love to watch it, but it's a nightmare to hear about it.
I want Ashley's husband to come out because I think this would be so fun. A great storyline.
Brad sounds lovely. But then Lauren is like, this is perfect. Both Carl and Brad are 5 or 6'5", tall, dark, handsome. They're both in sales.
Wow.
And there was no one else that meets those 3 criteria.
So not a one in the United States of America. They are basically the workest male twins.
If we've learned anything, they're basically the twins in male. They're the opposite because they're tall, dark, handsome. The girls are like blonde, dark, handsome,
short, big boobs,
blonde, light, handsome, beautiful, whatever. But basically, this is it. If we've learned anything this episode, it's that Carl is so unique. He is like the only
There's only one
Lauren
other person out
love.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only one other person out in the world.
Brad comes a little close, but like not even. So Carl's actually going to a wedding next week, but he doesn't have a date because it's a family friend's wedding, and like with families, it's just better to ride solo if you're not dating someone seriously.
I agree with
I get. Lauren is kind of offended, I think, but she's trying to play it super cool.
But I think she was sussing out if he's taken someone else, so I think she's satisfied that he doesn't have a date.
Yeah, but
this is like a good signal to her that he doesn't have like a black book of just like 6 women that he does things with, and one that is his wedding date.
Yeah, no, he's going solo. But that's great. Whatever. The date ends, thank God. That's all I can say about it. But at 7 p.m. they finally make it to the house. This is when Ashley's calling Brad and her puppy, which like so cute. We find out we already learned, but Brad and Ashley met the first week of college, started dating dated for 10 years, and they got married last year, which like, man, I think about the people I met the first week of college and I'm like, what could have happened?
Dude, I don't understand how people meet people and start dating and date forever and get married in college. It makes no sense to me. But also she says that they have been dating, or they've been long distance a good portion of their relationship.
Half
and I don't understand how they got married last year and they were long distance. I don't get this.
I agree. It sounds like they were together in college and then decided after college they were going to do long distance, which usually it's the opposite.
But I get why a little bit after college you're going to do long distance if one of you is in school or pursuing something specific with the intent of somebody moving.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a lot. It obviously works for them, so I can't judge it. But
I feel like you would wait to get married until you've been living in the same city.
Maybe Ashley just wanted to see married life with her sister. You know, she wanted the ring, but like live with her sister.
I guess. I'm really happy at least like 1 year into marriage, she's finally going to move with him.
It sounds like Brad is fucking fine though. He doesn't think the summer house
Dude, he
is weird.
seems awesome.
He makes jokes about
Brad.
I know he makes jokes about Lindsay and Everett and like the whole house being a third wheel to that couple. And Ash is like, we're the strongest couple ever. And I love it. Ashley tells Brad about Carl. And then Lauren gets home and Ashley's like, Lauren, come say hi to Brad. So Lauren comes in and she's like, it's me, Brad. And this is what I imagine college was like.
But except like they're living in the same dorm room and Brad
like all watching
and Ashley
together.
are like making out, and then it's like, hey guys.
Yeah, Lauren just busts in and is like, I'm involved. Whatever. So Lauren's basically like, my future husband needs to be best friends with Brad, obviously, because it will not be two couples. It will be a foursome. Like,
yes,
you have to.
You're gonna have to be friends.
Yeah. So Carl then gets called into the room and he meets Brad and he's immediately like, what's up, bro? Can't wait for our grill off.
Yep.
We're going to do tires and shit.
We're going to measure to see
lift heavy stuff,
like
tools, monster trucks, guy stuff. And Brad is just kind of like, okay.
Carl's a connector.
I'm in California.
He knows how to connect with people.
You're right, because he was a late bloomer at 12. So Carl basically calls himself the East Coast Brad, but better, which like Brad 2.0, which I'm going to disagree because Brad seems like the coolest.
But I love this. I love that Carl's in on this. Like, I think jokes like this are hilarious.
It's a funny joke. I disagree. I think Brad is a 2.0 version of Carl.
No, but like Carl's like willing to run with this like funny family thing. Like, I feel like to most guys, they would be like, fuck no, I'm not doing this.
He's in the family. Thank God, because this family, it sounds like a nightmare to join if they hate you.
Well, it sounds like Carl's earning brownie points also with Ashley. Yeah. Like, this kind of helps. The work is circus.
So now it's 9 p.m. Lindsay and Everett show up. We need to turn up. And you know how to do that? Frozen drinks.
Fuck yeah. Get that margarita machine going.
The music's on. We're having fun. Carl goes downstairs to fall asleep. At 1 a.m., I'm assuming Lauren goes with him because she's not in this rest of the night. So then at 1 a.m., Stephen and Kyle are in the pool, chilling. Mm-hmm. I love this new bromance that's a brewing. Ashley and Everett are in the hot tub, and Ashley starts venting about how she doesn't really like Carl for Lauren. And then Everett, I'm sure they're drunk. And then Everett decides to start venting about when he meets people, Lindsay gets really mad about it, which I also wonder what Everett, I know it shows, but I think Everett for work has to like meet people and like be social.
It sounds like he does events. He was talking about during his city scene, he was talking about getting insurance for an event. So
you gotta text girls in events. Like, my goodness. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So he's venting about that. And then Lindsay hears or has like a sixth sense.
She and it looked like she was walking out on the deck, and I can't tell where the hot tub is in this house.
I think it looked like the room she was in, which I'm assuming is Kyle and Amanda's room because of the angle that we got. Because we usually get one angle for Lindsay and Everett's room and one angle for Kyle's room. So it looked like Kyle's room. And it looks like his room is directly next to the hot tub, which is inside.
Oh,
so she split a door.
Yeah,
she split a door and walked out.
The hot tub's it was inside though, right?
Yes. Okay. The Steve Jobs hot tub is inside. And so, but it also looks like the pool is like right there too.
Yes. There's doors out to the pool
there.
Then.
Yes. So Lindsay must know she's being spoken about, and she walks right into this whole conversation and she starts to fight. And Everett starts to fight back.
Well, she starts to give her side of the story.
Yeah. Ashley's like the judge now. So Lindsay's defending herself. Which she shouldn't get defensive because then you look guilty, Lindsay, just FYI.
Yeah, but then you can say the same about Everett.
I know, I'm just being sarcastic. I was being sarcastic and being like, well, but it doesn't matter because then we are Stephen and Kyle. That's Meredith and I.
Watch it from afar.
Think the hot tub is indoors, but the walls must not be very thick because Stephen and Kyle hear everything.
Dude, I bet that door's open though, the sliding door.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. And Kyle's over it. Steven's over it. He wants to die right there in the pool, just drown because he's so fucking done. And then Kyle decides, to me, this was funny. In the midst of Lindsay and Everett fighting about their points to Ashley, Kyle decides to run from the pool into the hot tub and do a cannonball.
Oh my God. Which if I was Everett and Ashley, I would think this is funny and I'd be like, all right, let's move on. And I
Yeah.
get why Lindsay's pissed because she's
Yes.
preaching her
But
shit.
then it's like Everett and Lindsay then decide they've forgotten why they're mad at each other and immediately start yelling at Kyle. They are
Why would you do
fuming
that?
now. Kyle is like, who also probably drunk, says that summer is not about relationships, it's about friends and fun. And this is whenever it gets really pissed and starts yelling about how, Kyle doesn't know love and blah blah blah, and then starts, this is my favorite, splashing Kyle.
Yes.
Instead of hitting him, we are grown adults splashing Kyle in the face. Yeah, like really hard. And everyone is like, Everett, stop. Like Everett's beating the shit out of him, but Kyle's sitting there like getting splashed on, like whatever.
Drunk fights, my favorite.
Oh my God. And he's screaming at Cold Feet Cook, who just can't commit and blah, blah, blah. And then Everett is so mad. He then takes the camera down as Lindsay's trying to console him. And Kyle, I don't think, has said one word while being splashed in the face.
Kyle's just like,
Did he
has
drown?
no clue what's going on.
Is he fine? Is he okay? Did he swallow a lot of chlorine? Is he?
Probably.
Where's Ashley in all this? Did Steven ever enter the room? I don't even know. I could not stop laughing at Everett splashing Kyle in the face. It's just
like, this is where you're like, okay, this is totally what happens when 8 people live in a house. The tensions get so high, you just do dumb shit when you're mad.
I think too, Kyle, like drunk Kyle is probably like, you know what's going to be funny? Like this is a way to help the situation is to cannonball. Kyle's wrong. It's wrong.
Yes. But Kyle thinks when he cannonballs in there that everybody's going to be splashed with water and magically will forget what they're fighting about.
We'll be like, that is, oh my God, Kyle, that's funny.
When it's like, no, that actually does the complete opposite.
I'm sure Ashley thought it was kind of funny. I'm sure
she was like, oh my God.
That would be me. I'd be like, this is awesome. No, okay. Well, yeah, Everett's super mad now. So next time we're fishing on a boat, we meet Jacqueline. And Carl thinks she's really hot. And Lauren's over it, but she's going to explode on Carl. There's issues with Amanda and Kyle, and the house gets involved. And then it cut out on me. So that's what I got for next time, which I'm excited for some fights. I want to know how this fight ends. I want to see the house turn against Kyle. I want to see Lauren pop off. I think because then Ashley's going to pop off.
Yep.
I want to meet Jacqueline, see if she's all the hype.
I love when like reality TV cast members get pissed and they like throw their mic off, and like I love the dramatics of that come into play when people are like being televised.
Get this fucking mic
recorded.
Off me. Don't follow me. Stop following. I'm gonna hit the camera.
Get the camera out of my face.
Like, and like as a cameraman, you're like, I can't leave. Like this is my job.
This is the good stuff. I have to get on camera.
So sorry. This is the job actually. Okay. Fun, not fun. It's time for fun, not fun.
Do you have anyone?
I think I'm gonna put him. I think Kyle Cook is so much fun. I just think he had the mullet this episode.
Yeah, he did.
He's so funny. He's getting to hang out with Steven because that's his only like.
He's basically a narrator too. So like, he's describing the BBCs to us.
The BBCs. He made out with Katie and Amanda's there, and it was so fun to watch. I'm not saying it was right. I'm saying for TV purposes, it was very fun to watch.
It seems like he is having such a great summer thus far.
He's here to be fun. He cannonballs in during a fight, which is fun. Everyone gets mad, and he lets them know that summer isn't about relationships, and everyone else is getting mad except Kyle. He doesn't give a fuck. He's eating everything he wants to.
Fun.
He doesn't even care if he actually digests it. He's just trying. He is so fun. He woke up at 4 a.m. to drive back to the city. That's more fun than I'd ever be. I love it. I think he's so fun.
I think Steven's fun. He like
is fun.
He's right next to the drama and getting it from like he's watching with his popcorn, eating it, actually getting it into his mouth, not like Kyle. But like he is adjacent to all the fun things and knows everything that's happening. I love
Steven
being
and
that
Kyle
person.
are becoming like a crew. Like that might be the new thing. Steven's funny. He's watching the drama with Kyle.
He got to sleep. Fun. Steven got to sleep in a bed last weekend.
He woke up next to the Workus Circus, or one half of it. He was the other Workus Circus, but doesn't have to deal with the drama. So fun.
Oh, I love Steven.
Okay, who's not fun?
Lindsay's not fun.
Lindsay's not fun.
It's so frustrating that like this fight is so dumb and petty because she saw the full fucking text chain and he didn't even hide it. And the fact that this then came to the next weekend is so annoying.
I
Not fun.
agree. I'm gonna just to switch it up because I know what we did last week, but I want to switch it up because I'm in between two. I think personally, Ashley is not fun only because Lauren's trying to just have fun and Ashley's really dampering on it a little
Yes,
bit.
she is.
And it's not even like in a fun way, like just be careful. It's literally like,
Yes, it's not like she's
stop.
like, okay, just don't catch feelings. Like she's trying to make sure she doesn't hurt
Yeah.
herself, but she's not even letting her like have a fling.
And then she's bringing it up to Everett, which, like, this is your sister, man. You know, like, just play it a little
I
cool.
get why you talked to your husband about it, but like
I
lay
get
it
the
off.
husband. Yeah, you don't.
But I've had this where it's like, okay, why can't it just be, you're making it not fun, this like fun fling when it isn't even
Also,
serious yet. I haven't even caught feelings. Like, let's worry about that shit later. Let me have fun this weekend.
honestly, I'd rather someone let me have fun and then I get screwed over and they go, like, I told you so, than someone try to stop my fun. Because at least I
Exactly.
got stories.
Listen, you jump in when like you realize when you see she's starting to get hurt and you're like, we're not doing this anymore. You know,
Yeah.
like that's when you cut it off. But like let her make out with him at a bar. That's fun.
Yeah, not fun.
I love
Not
making out with boys
fun.
in bars. Like let her do
Let
it.
her do it.
This is
Whatever. If she could,
pre-COVID. Let her do it.
oh my God, just let her do it. I can't wait for the day I make out with someone in a bar again. I don't know if it'll ever
Uh,
happen.
I don't
I
know
know
if it
that
ever
I
will.
know the CDC is like we can go back to
Yeah,
the
but what are you gonna do?
whatever.
Be like, can I see your vaccination card?
But now, yeah, and also now I feel like even though I don't need to, I still wear a mask. Apparently to the CDC, I don't need to. I still wear a mask. I still like whenever I'm outside and I touch something, I like hand sanitize. It's like a
Yeah.
habit now.
It's gonna be
I
hard to
have
break
to.
it and like get out of
Yeah.
that.
Can you imagine someone coming up to you at the bar, like trying to make out, and you'd be like, my first instinct now would be like, what are you doing?
Anyone who
COVID.
gets
Like,
near me. My
I know,
dad
I'm
tried to
like,
fist bump someone this past weekend. I go, Dad, people like their
we're
personal
in
space
COVID.
now. We don't know them.
Dad, we're still in a global pandemic, kind of.
Yeah.
So can you not? We're like in the aftermath of a global pandemic.
Well,
Um,
they're not, but this is fun.
yeah, this was fun. This episode was fun. Us hanging out was fun.
I've got a
Everything's
lot of
fun.
thoughts for our post show.
Ooh, come join us. Hip hip hooray.
Thanks,
Summer.
guys. Go summer.